on the continent. He took this team down to the group stages.
Of
That's
course.
talking about Usman Abdallah.
Yeah.
You're not if you don't make it to the group stages if you're not good enough. Even as a coach.
Yeah.
So I think for me, we'll see how this one pans out. But an MFM side that are also struggling now. Placed 12th on the table tells you a lot about the MFM side. Ever since Fidelis Ilechukwu left them, it was like the square peg that was fixed to a square hole, left the square hole. I don't know where he went to fix himself, in Heartland FC. But they too, they've struggled to replace him. And I think that's a problem too for them. For an Enyimba side that is struggling against an MFM side. And you know what the problem with MFM? They don't do too well at home. They are not the kind of side where you say, oh, their home record is so fantastic and all that. They are the 13th base. In short, you want to say the 7th worst team when it comes to home records
form,
in the MPFL. So I think for me that might count for Enyimba. But let's see how it pans out with an MFM side that lost their last game against Kwara United. They'll be looking at what they can do with this one. Let's not forget, we are beginning to enter into the stage of the MPFL season where anything you get really counts. One win in about 4 games for MFMFC. They don't want to joke with this one. For Enyimba, no win in as many games. So I think let's see how it pans out. But I think the two teams they do need this one. But Enyimba, with the fatigue and stress of playing on the continent, because that San Pedro game, they put in their best, the best of Enyimba. I don't know how it's going to be. They say they have a large squad, but we've seen them struggle in the MPFL. Let's see how it pans out in Agege.
All right, before we throw the phone lines open to get to hear your contribution and constructive criticism where necessary on the show this afternoon, let me give you schedule of MPFL rescheduled games as released by the LMC. I've already told you that 2 matches will be going down today between Lobby Stars and Enugu Rangers. MFM and Enyimba will also be going down today. Later on the 12th of this month, Enugu Rangers will be taking on Jigawa Golden Stars, as well as Enyimba taking on Wiki Tourist the same day. On the 19th of this month, Enugu Rangers will be taking on Kano Pillars. The same day, we'll see Enyimba taking on Kwara United. On the 26th of this month as well, Enyimba will be playing away from home all the way to Kano to take on Kano Pillars, whereas Enugu Rangers too will be a guest to Nasarawa United. On the 4th of March, Enyimba will trade tackles with their neighbors now in terms of playing on the continent, of course. Enyimba will be taking on Enugu Rangers on the 4th of March, and Warri Wolf will be at home to welcome Enyimba International of Oba on the 11th of March. Still on the 11th of March, Enugu Rangers will be taking on Katsina United. Those are the days for the rescheduled games involving the 2 Nigerian clubs that were on the continent, Enugu Rangers now and Enyimba International FC of Oba. Time is upon us for us to let you in on the discussion so far. We've talked about Mike Brown, the new coach of the D Tigers going into the Olympics. Is it the right man to be given the job? That's if you know a couple of things about him. Of course, Wisdom has done justice in terms of telling you more about him. We also talked to Top Striker, who gave us expert analysis about the man. And then we also looked at the MPFL rescheduled games that will be taking center stage today. 0817 0000951, 0810 9510951. To the front lines we go this afternoon. First caller on the show. Good afternoon to you. Your name and location. Hello. Hello? Hello? Okay, unfortunately, we lost you. Do well to call us back if you can. The phone lines remain 0817 0000951, 0810 9510951. Good afternoon to you. Today's Spot Live.
Hello, Reliable Lion. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Your name and location.
This is Precious coming from Eche.
Precious from Eche. Let's get to hear you.
Please, I want to know, the Enyimba, their last match on Sunday, when I was following it was 3-2. Please, what was the last score?
Enyimba won the match 5-2. Austin Oladapo, Victor Mboma netted a brace, and of course, Abdurrahman Bashir also scored in that encounter.
Thank you very much. I'll take my second question there. The Dakada United.
Dakada FC.
Yeah. Is it a state-owned club or a private club?
Well,
It's state-owned.
Well, to some extent, it's state-owned. Good afternoon to you. Today's Spot Live.
Reliable.
Greetings to you. Your name and location.
Eto, your good friend.
Okay, Eto, my good friend. Welcome to the show. Your contribution.
Okay. As for me, Alex Alex Walla, the guy do very well on the water.
Yeah.
So as for me, I should have said they should have given me 1 million. When I had that story this morning, I was very, very shocked.
Okay.
Although that we need more experienced hands to take our basketball to another level. They should give this new man a chance to showcase.
Okay.
Because I believe that between two of them, their wisdom, they will do more than what we could have expected.
Okay.
They should give 2 of them. So,
all right, Itu.
as my team for MPFL, I believe we are going to win the MPFL this season.
Eto, your team is not playing today. Your team is not playing today. Thank you very much, Eto, for calling in on the show. Good afternoon to this for live. Okay, unfortunately, we lost that one. Keep your calls coming through 0817 0000951, 0810 9510 951. Back to the phone lines this afternoon. Good afternoon to this Sport Live.
Hello, good afternoon.
Your name and location?
My name is Kingsley, calling from Port Harcourt.
Kingsley, go ahead with your contribution.
As for the new basketball coach,
Kingsley, please try to call us back, okay? We are struggling very hard to hear you on the show. Do well to call us back if you can. Before we move on the show this afternoon, I'll take the phone lines again. 0810 0000951, 0810 9510 951. Today's Sport Live, good afternoon to you.
Reliance.
Lawson, all the way from Yenogwa, the controversial one.
Reliable Reliance.
Greetings to you.
I know that you are just busy pulling wisdom's leg. You yourself, you know the truth.
I don't understand. What truth do I know?
You are pulling. No, you know that pyramid. Definitely, everybody will be afraid of pyramid. Forget what the Wind Rangers got. You understand? In it, they have already qualified. They decided not to look at them. But look at the squad. Don't just check the points. Also check the goals. They are the highest goal scorers.
I tell you.
Don't make no mistake. I know some. You were just pushing wisdom to maybe at least.
You're not in my mind, Lawson. You cannot say that for sure.
No, it's a simple this thing now. I am not in your mind, but I know that's what you're doing. But we must try and avoid pyramid. I'm telling you, if come against pyramid, forget it. It's over, and we don't want to be bereaved at the quarterfinal stage. No.
Okay.
So yes, let us pray to avoid, especially pyramid. We should avoid them. Then. I don't know why we like to do things like this. I don't understand what wisdom is saying. How can we are close to the Olympics and then you are changing a coach. Don't forget, this was what they did to Schwabu, Modu, you understand, at the time.
Yeah.
And brought, and then look at the result we got. So they should have waited. I was hoping you wait after the Olympics and all that. Then you can make the change.
Okay, Lawson.
So this very change they make, I feel is counterproductive, Reliance. And I hope that it does not backfire on us.
Okay, Lawson. Okay, Lawson. Thank you very much for calling in on the show this afternoon. Good afternoon to the Sport Live.
Good afternoon, guys.
Your name and location?
Simon, calling for room 9.
Simon, go ahead with the contribution.
Thank you. So until we are lost in stop, the way they remove water, not happy. The last quarter he did well. See, it cannot. The level of our players and the other ones that we are playing outside, they are not in the same level.
Okay.
So he can never. If he carry Guardiola now, carry Guardiola, give West Brom, then he wants them to go and win Champions League. I mean,
are you saying we don't have? Are you saying we don't have stars in the Tigers? Rather.
We have on our own level, according to our own level, not the level of US. They're not those. What's that? No, now.
And then that's why we are bringing in the man to step up things. Okay. That's why we are bringing in the man to step up the talent.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can you tell me that Super Eagles doesn't have players?
We do have.
Can you tell me that Super Eagles will win World Cup today if they host World Cup today?
Simon,
who is the best coach?
Your thought is well documented. Thank you very much, Simon. Your thought is documented. Good afternoon to the Sport Live.
Good afternoon to everyone out there.
Good afternoon to your name and location.
This is no photocopy and Rumiko.
Go ahead.
Okay, concerning Mountain of Fire and Ejimba match this evening.
Yeah.
I don't understand how the board will always even in Europe, they will start the main coach, but they will leave the assistant. I keep assistant have a different pattern or method that is operating with, which is different from the one of the main coach.
Okay.
Because I think that the two of them work together, they share the same idea. If you want to change a system or change a team, the way they play and the way they are making progress, you're supposed to start two of them and bring in new fresh.
Well, no photocopy. Here's the thing. It depends. We've also seen coaches that were sacked and the assistant decided to go with them. John Obu was sacked and Dugudi said, "This man brought me to Akwa United. I'm living with him." We've also seen situations where the assistant coach be given the job and he gets to perform. So it depends on the contractual agreements. Good afternoon to the Sport Live.
Good afternoon.
Your name and location?
Otherwise, my name. Good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon, Sir Lewis.
Pyramid is on record that Rangers has beaten them away.
My brother. Tell wisdom.
Let them feel their first team.
Tell wisdom and Lawson.
It's on record, please. So, I don't know what is relegated.
Oh, unfortunately, we lost you right there. Let's move ahead on the show this afternoon and get to talk about what transpired yesterday in the English FA Cup. Yesterday we saw on the 23 Liverpool side defeating Shrewsbury Town in the replay of that FA Cup tie to ensure that Liverpool progressed to the next round. In fact, as a matter of fact, they're going to be playing Chelsea in the next round. And please let me just add this: the CAF Confederation Cup and Champions League draws will be taking center stage tonight. So you can as well keep yourself abreast with the information. At least Enyimba and Fatah Oshe will get to know who will be their opponent in the knockout stages of the CAF Confederation Cup, as well as some other teams. So back to the FA Cup wisdom. We saw an under 23 side who were able to get the result, although it came from an own goal. But what matters is that Liverpool will be playing in the next round, courtesy of under 23 team. Now, here's my question. This man's action, he was not even there on the sideline, Jurgen Klopp. Is it a disrespect to the FA Cup?
No. Reasons being that, anyway, it depends on how you want to see it, but I don't think it's a disrespect. One thing Jurgen Klopp has said is the fact that players all around, not just Liverpool players, they need to be considered. Come on, these players work like their lives depends on it. Even the holidays, the pre-season, it's not even up to 2-3 weeks, and we the fans will be yearning to see them in friendly games, and all that. So I think for me, if they don't use this time, they won't be able to observe the winter break. The winter break is 1 week. There will be no Premier League games this Saturday. It will be making a return on the 16th of February. So I think it wasn't the best of decisions. Yes, for the league now. For the FA Cup, that is. But for these players, come on, we need to have some kind of rethink about the way we arrange this schedule for those players. Even the December break, there's nothing like that in England. Yes, the French league, they do observe that. Leagues like the Spanish league and the German Bundesliga, some of them, they do observe that break now. Maybe at least 1 week break, maybe between 23rd and the 7th now, or the 4th or 3rd of January. But in the Premier League, it's not like that. And I don't think it's wisdom to actually outstretch or stretch out these players. Don't tell me they take 200,000. The fact that you take 300,000 a week does not mean you should die, and all that. So even in the preseason, it's not up to 2-3 weeks. They spend. The league ends in May. By June, they've started preseason, and the league kickstarts in August. Come on, these players are humans. So I think 1 week rest is okay. Go stay with your family and all that. Why the under 23 boys, they do the business on the field of play. So Liverpool's under 23 side can take on Shrewsbury Town. So if it was like
they're gonna be playing Chelsea now, let them field in under 23 again.
If you field under 23 against Chelsea, like we saw against Aston Villa, it's clear you want to just lose the game. It's clear you just want to just leave the game, lose the game, and focus on maybe the league and the Champions League. So I think for me, if you consider the health of players, and I know Jurgen Klopp, I'm not saying this because of the fact that they're on top of the table, but I think Jurgen Klopp is a fatherly coach and he understands what it means. Come on, these players, they do have families. Which single time, because they train every day. Which time would they have with their families if all they do is use the summer holidays that other leagues use to relax, to play football, and also play football in pre-season, and also play football, during the December winter breaks that other countries normally observe. So, I don't think it has a big offense.
Okay, with that, I'm going to serve you fixtures to expect in the FA Cup 5th round. Sheffield Wednesday will be taking on Manchester City. That should be an easy ride for Manchester City. Reading will take on Sheffield United. Chelsea will take on Liverpool. West Bromwich Albion will be taking on Newcastle. Leicester City will have a day against Birmingham City. Derby County will play Manchester United with the man now. What's his name? How can I forget his name?
Who?
Now player coach for Derby County. Wayne Rooney. Thank you very much. He will be in that encounter against his former side, Manchester United. Southampton will be taking on Tottenham Hotspur, and Portsmouth will have to play Arsenal if you are to progress to the next round of the competition. With that, we go back to the front lines to take your contribution on the show. Good afternoon to the Sport Live.
So, my name is Paul.
Paul, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Bataclan.
Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to know the score of Dortmund.
Dortmund, okay.
They lost 3-2
to
Erling
Werder
Haaland,
Bremen. Yeah. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to the Sport Live.
Yeah, good afternoon. I am Civilian General calling from LLM.
Civilian General, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Just before I begin, I want to say,
Hello? Civilian General. Okay, we cannot hear you any further. Do well to call us back if we can. There's going to be a match tonight in the FA Cup. Tottenham Hotspur will be taking on Southampton. Copa del Rey, we're going to have Miranda taking on Villarreal. In the German DFB Cup, there will be Bayer Leverkusen taking on Stuttgart. FC Bayern Munich will be taking on Offenheim. In the League One, we have Toulouse who will have a day against Strasbourg. Montpellier will play host to Metz. Lyon will take on Amiens. Nimes will take on Dijon. Brest will have a day against Bordeaux, and Reims will have to play Nice. Saint-Etienne will welcome Olympique de Marseille. Back to the phone line. Good afternoon to the Sport Live.
Good afternoon.
Your name and location?
I'm Ike calling you from UPTS.
Ike Chiku from UPTS. Go ahead with your contribution.
Please, I want to know, I'm a Heartland fans. I want to know their position and when they are going to play.
All right, we'll serve you that as the show does progresses. Keep listening. We shall serve you the position of Heartland
I think that's
FC.
12 on the log.
Okay, all right. Are they doing really well? Wisdom, Heartland.
I don't think so. We kind of investments they've made this season, but it's just little difference in points.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon to the Sport Live.
Good afternoon.
Your name and location? The world famous Sanipe.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Go ahead.
I only called to add my own voice to the Liverpool issue, and for me, I don't know why you guys are giving them reason to say they're right, players have to rest and all that. I want to ask a question. Because go to work from January to December, please. Perhaps they may be given 1 month leave. These players who have off-season and all that stuff, it's their job. It's their job to train and play football. And that is why they earn so much money. The money they earn, bankers don't earn that. So what you earn is what you give out. So for you to say, okay, they deserve rest and all that stuff.
Sanipe.
Do they train the whole 24 hours? I'm coming. Do they train the whole 24 hours? No. They have time. Perhaps they train from 7 a.m. to perhaps 9 a.m. and they go back to rest. They come back in the evening.
Sanipe,
so they have enough rest.
Sanipe, sorry to cut you, and I believe you've played football. Do you play football? Do you play football and you don't have strains and sprains?
That's what I'm saying. That is what they signed for. That's why they earn so much money.
So because they signed to get 300,000, they should play all around the 365 days.
They don't play matches 365 days. They don't play matches 365 days. They play matches. They play 38 matches in the league season.
Okay.
And then when you talk about cup games, as long as you progress, you continue to play more games. There is no team that can play more than 60 games in a year. It's not possible.
Okay.
And 60 games in that 365 days in a year. So they have enough time to rest.
Okay.
So when you're injured, you don't even get to play.
Okay, Sanipe, thank you very much. Thank you. Your opinion is documented. Thank you very much. Last caller on the show this afternoon. Good afternoon to the Sport Live.
Yes, I mean, I did it from LA.
Go ahead.
Liverpool fans.
Go ahead.
I use this time to congratulate Liverpool for their performance yesterday.
It's all right.
Yes.
Yeah, congratulating on a 23 Liverpool.
They've
Don't
not won
forget.
the FA Cup.
They have not won, but they win. FA Cup is nothing to compare with the Premiership and Champions League.
Yeah, try them now.
It's all right. Thank you.
They are good.
Thank you very much for dropping by on the show. Wisdom, do you have some SMSs? Okay, all right. So on that note, we shall be calling it a wrap on the show this afternoon. Thank you very much for being a part of it. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much for calling in on the show this afternoon. Do not forget that by 7:30 tomorrow, there will be Sports Attack coming your way to give you the latest from the world of sport. And then this particular show now being Today's Sport Live, will make a return. Same time, that's after the news update at 3 p.m. We shall be taking a look at other issues also making a round in on this part of the divide being sports. My name is Reliance Udonian. I am your reliable radio spokesman, the classical gentleman. Wisdom was an integral part of the show today, giving us expert analysis. Wisdom Obinna, that is. My handle on Twitter is at Reliable Rely. Wisdom is at Wisdom_OB. You can follow us. We do more of the discussion after the show. We can do some online football and sport-related discussion. Have a wonderful and a beautiful and a fantastic sportsy Wednesday evening. Bye-bye.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
What a devastating strike!
Football is a leisure game.
Every day, every hour. When the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM. Radio has never been this good.
Today, 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Ifeemi Andrew. The presidency has alleged that the Christian Association of Nigeria is antagonizing President Muhammadu Buhari deliberately and misinforming Nigerians. The presidency said this in a statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina. Adesina was reacting to the statement of the Director of Legal and Public Affairs of CAN, Kwako Samuel, alleging that the presidency failed to pay ransom to rescued Chibok girls because the majority of them are Christians. Adesina urged CAN to desist from disinformation, which can further divide Nigerians, just as he called that President Muhammadu Buhari made it clear in 2015 that if ransom needed to be paid to free the Chibok schoolgirls, he would pay. CAN had claimed that the presidency could not pay ransom to rescue Chibok girls because 80 to 90% of the kidnapped girls are Christians. And former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, has asked the president to stop rationalizing killings in the country. Atiku, who was the presidential candidate of the PDP in 2019, added that the Boko Haram insurgents have no regard for Muslims, Christians, traditionalists, or atheists. Atiku, in a statement, described Boko Haram insurgents and other insurgent groups as misguided and called on the president to take full charge of the security situation in Nigeria. President Buhari had said that 90% of the victims of Boko Haram in Nigeria are Muslims. And now, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami has called on civil society organizations and Nigerians to be involved in monitoring how recovered Abacha loot be used by the federal government. Malami, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, said it is important for Nigerians to be involved in the monitoring of the usage of the recovered fund in the implementation of the key infrastructure projects that will greatly enhance road transportation in Nigeria. The position of the minister is contained in a statement issued by a Special Assistant on Media and Public Relations, Umar Gwandu. According to the statement, Malami signed the agreement on behalf of the Nigerian government, while the Solicitor General and Attorney General Designate of Jersey, Mark Temple QC, signed the agreement on behalf of Jersey. The Deputy Assistant Attorney, Brian Benskovsky, announced the agreement on behalf of the United States. And the majority leader of the Kano State House of Assembly, Lawan Abdul Madari, has been removed. The removal of the majority leader followed the agreement of 23 of the 28 APC lawmakers in the 40-member parliament. Abdul Madari was replaced with Kabiru Hassan Dashi. And from entertainment, about 100 million naira worth of pornographic and uncensored film and video materials have been destroyed and burned by the National Film and Video Censors Board in Port Harcourt. Executive Director of the National Film and Video Censors Board, Adedayo Thomas, who led a team of registered film producers, DVD dealers and other stakeholders to decide on the destroyed items, said federal government has banned films that do not meet required international standards, including foreign films, from entering the country. He also disclosed that 5 kingpins who were caught in possession of illicit films are already languishing in prison custody for flouting the law.
In the first place, the film itself is a product, is a good, and for you to import or export, you must pass through some certain procedure. So bringing in foreign CDs into this country will reduce our intellectual property ratings, and it is banned. It must pass through National Film and Video Censors Board. If it did not pass through National Film and Video Censors Board, it remains banned. It enters it into this country through illegal means, and that is why we have collaborated with police, we have collaborated with customs, and even EFCC. Is an economic crime for you to bring in illegal films into this country. All foreign films remain banned. The only ones that have not been banned are the ones shown in the cinema, because they presented us the intellectual property right permission of the owner. Every other CDs that is for either Indian film, either American films, either Chinese film remains banned.
Reacting to the development, River State Chapter Chairman, Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, Losini Yongani, said as major stakeholders in the business, the routine exercise of burning of the materials is a welcome development aimed at tackling the issue of piracy in the industry. And on foreign scene, the World Health Organization has pledged to support efforts by the federal government at scaling up preparations in handling of the coronavirus. Officer in charge of World Health Organization in Nigeria, Dr. Clement Peter, said the agency had been working with Nigeria's Center for Disease Control to provide regions for testing the virus. The virus, which originated in Wuhan, China, has been reported in 20 other countries, recording at least 500 deaths in China alone. Peter also said the agency had been working with NCDC since the case was first reported, given the linkage between Nigeria and Chinese citizens. He explained that the literature of coronavirus showed that the virus may not present any symptoms during screening at the point of entry, but develop symptoms later. Peter said the most important thing was to have a case definition, a case surveillance for tracking, adding that screening at the ports of entry should be strengthened and capacity to diagnose. The expert said the declaration of WHO to make coronavirus a global health emergency showed that the whole world had to be prepared for any possibility. And that's it on the news update. Thank you for your time and good afternoon.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Officer, take. Officer, give me number. No time. Ma dey match am. They go.
What? You bribing the officer of the law? You under arrest. Let me see your papers. You can go. They're in order. Drive safe, okay?
I don't understand though. No be the same country again. Officer reject bribe. They arrest me yesterday. That yesterday, I go do my papers. See as I pass now. I pass without fear. You too, make you do wetin dey right. For we country to better, it dey for we hand. If you like, do like say you no hear am. To give or to take bribe, na offense.
Una don hear am, abi? You hear am too, abi? You hear am. You hear am well. They themselves, they hear am. They hear am. Now the voice of the people. Now him bring this message give una. Today 95.1 FM. Now we be the voice of the people.
Lassa fever is an acute viral hemorrhagic illness caused by Lassa virus. Humans usually become infected with Lassa virus through exposure to food or items contaminated with urine or feces of infected mastomys rats. Many of those infected by the virus do not develop symptoms, but when symptoms occur, they typically include fever, weakness, headaches, vomiting, and muscle pains. Less commonly, there may be bleeding from the mouth. The risk of death once infected is about 1% and frequently occurs within 2 weeks of the onset of symptoms. To prevent an infection, please properly store your food in sealed containers. Keep your environment clean and ensure your environment is rat-free. Do not consume any item suspected to have been contaminated by urine or feces of rats. Be safe. If you experience any of the symptoms mentioned, visit a doctor as soon as possible. This message is powered by Today 95.1 FM.
Here at Today, we bring you what you need to hear.
But this is what they're going after. They're not going to let me learn.
It has to be applicable to all situations.
No, it cannot be because when the evidence.
Some people are not sure of 1 meal a day in a society with such huge potentials. If a criminal passes that place, whichever means he used in passing, and you turn around to blame the citizen, for instance, people will ask you, were you not there? Malaria kills Nigerians. Malaria.
News.
This is the World News. I am Annie Abdul Salam. In the headlines, Federal Executive
Sports and entertainment.
My name is Chubogu Najib. Straight up to football on the show.
This is Today. Every day, 24/7, 365. We are your official all-year radio station.
Stand, greet.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You're welcome to Jagbajantis High School. My name is Sound Sultan, your new mathematics teacher. By the way, do you understand Pidgin English?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we go use henceforth? Okay, carry your pen. Carry your paper. Them for my class. People of this world, them plenty. The sins of this people, many. So many. Many times plenty, multiplier. Many times plenty, multiplier. The answer you get now waiting, they make poor man they cry. The answer you get now waiting, they make rich man they. That's the lie. The answer you get now waiting, they make young boys and girls join party gang. Answer you get now waiting, they make innocent man rot inside the jail. Get it, and then agree to grant and bail. Get it, oh. Everybody, oh yeah, we'll join Jagbajantis, make we solve mathematics. We did our continent, so you both say about mass, we go use take solve mathematics. So follow Jagbajantis. So ya carry by be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor.
Oh, for objectivity.
Be objective, gentleman, lady.
D for democracy. Democracy. Now M for modification.
Of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability.
If you've been a chop money,
A,
I beg you
take am easy. S for solidarity.
Oh, my shell.
We enter new millennium. Nigerians like 120 million. One population of 6 billion.
6 billion.
Divide that 1 by 120 million all together. Oh yeah.
All together.
The answer you get now waiting they make people they jar. Come on for Niger. Answer you get now waiting they make people want travel. By hook or by crook. The answer you get now waiting they make people they sleep for embassy for visa. Answer you get now waiting they make people they sell the property for ticket. Get it, get it. Then the travel see. Get it, get it. Oh, hey. Everybody, oh yeah,
Join Jabajantis, solve mathematics.
with the Dabaru our continent. So, oh, you both
Say, no partners,
we go use take
solve mathematics. So follow Jabajantis.
So ya carry bairo, be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Oh, for objectivity.
Be objective, gentleman, lady.
D for democracy.
No matter how high it is, the better military.
M for modification.
Of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability.
If you've been a chop money, I beg you take am easy.
S for solidarity. United we stand and divided.
Oh, my shell.
You just the HSCity.
Shut it go.
And there's the VG City.
Shut it go.
Right go level for HSCity.
Edge of city.
Richmond corner be VG City.
Edge of city.
You try add AJ and VG City all together. Oh yeah,
All together.
The answer you get now waiting they make Richmond oppress and then suppress. The answer you get now waiting they make poor man depress. But then aggress. The answer you get now waiting they make poor man they try to keep up with the Joneses. Answer you get now waiting they make poor man begin. They try to prove a limit. Get it, and forget money.
It all begins with breaking news.
Now, make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race for deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
The platform on radio serves only the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. Every weekday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
The government is increasing VAT, and this VAT they increase now. It's not the government that will suffer it. It's individual, the end users like us. If you go like I'm a distributor, I saw in the market, not even it is 3.6. You go tomorrow, it's 3.8. So things are extremely, speaking right now, I mean slaughter transformer. Things are extremely expensive. I was just speaking with my sister. I wanted to buy a water leaf.
Yes.
They said three water leaf, 200 naira. One bunch. Second one and the third one, 200 naira. It's very expensive. And then one very little ugu, 100 naira. There's no 50 naira ugu, 100 naira ugu. How are we going to survive now?
15 or 16. One full goat. 15 or 16. It depends. The common price before now, something like before, that got 10,000 before for full one, but no be now again. So that means good. The thing don't increase for market.
The call made blah blah blah, and 7.5% VAT. I ran mad. On a good day, I actually do business line, and so my charge is usually 4 naira. But all of a sudden, it's now 6 naira 25 kobo or something, and it's high.
All right, those are Nigerians already lamenting over the effect of the new VAT regime. Well, all I could say, some people said it wasn't going to affect the Nigerians. Well, yeah, we are. It's 19 minutes past 4. Welcome to another edition of the platform on radio on your premium talk station, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. My name is Ifeemi Andrew, and I will be giving you insight into some news reports making the rounds. Remember, the platform is a radio program designed to, slice up trending issues with correspondent reports on the side. Our correspondents source these reports from the field. We take their reports on the program. We also get them to give us more details. The aim is to ensure that you hear what was not in the news. Before we get started for today, before we get on to what we have on the menu, let me just tell you this quickly. There is a massive police presence in and around Ikoku in Port Harcourt local government area. Our correspondents understand that the deployment of over 20 police trucks, mainly men of police tactical team, may not be unconnected to the identification of the corpse of late auto mechanic Chima Ekunadu, which is reportedly ongoing at a mortuary in Port Harcourt. This, amongst others, may have also prompted the meeting of senior police officers with the Commissioner of Police, Mustafa Daundaura, at the officers' mess in Forces Avenue, GRA. Now, the leadership of the Ohanes Indigbo in Rivers State statement, remember yesterday, pointed out that they were leading the family of late Chima Ekunadu to identify the remains today after suspending their protest following the bill that was granted to the other 29 people that were arrested during the protest for justice for Chima. The Rivers State Police Command had also confirmed that a fresh autopsy will be conducted on the remains of late Chima, which they said was delaying their position on the arrest and detention of 4 officers, all of them linked to the death of the auto mechanic. We'll speak with our correspondent, Uchendu Jowo, later on this particular issue as we progress, definitely to know what's unfolding. But before then, let's see what the menu has for us today quickly. Okay, so on the menu today, the Rivers State government is resolved to hold a security summit. The aim is to create strategies to end insecurity. Okay. We'll see what that would yield. Also, Nigerian Senate has summoned 8 ministers. All of them are to appear before the Senate. Close that the plans are underway to convene a security summit that will transmit a comprehensive strategy and homegrown solution that will overcome security challenges in the state. Let me say, are we going to have a Amotekun Part 2 in Rivers State, or perhaps a revamp of the Neighborhood Watch, or rebirth of the Neighborhood Watch? Is that what we'll have? Because the last time traditional rulers were saddled with most of the responsibilities too. Operation Sting was created, a couple of other ish. So wondering what could be the next idea. We'll just have to wait for that meeting to come first. But Secretary to the State Government, Tammy Danakogo, said the summit is aimed at articulating the diverse security challenges, identifying local measures being used to solve them, and formulate a comprehensive strategy via a bottom-up measure that will affect all persons in the state for good. Let me come up with one idea right here for anyone who cares to listen. Let us make Rivers State again economically viable, bring in companies, let the industries grow. Because I believe that if people have enough to eat and then, have something doing, it would drastically reduce, if there's even power supply to a reasonable extent across the country, people who intend to even do bad will just stay at home and watch movie, watch TV, and do something. That's one thing. And then we can decide to do other things alongside that. But employment, creating of job opportunities is also one very good thing that should be done. I hope that they come up with that after the meeting. Danagogo also said that a sustainable funding model for the River State Security Trust Fund promised by the governor would also be brought to the fore at the summit. That's good. The SSG in a statement insisted that a safe and secure state will be more attractive in terms of business and investment. Yes, good idea. But I feel, is this planned security summit not long overdue? Besides the items highlighted by the SSG, what are the other factors the River State government should prioritize? Like I said, the idea is security first before business. But already we have always said that River State is safe, and saying that River State is not safe means you're demarketing River State. So if that's the case, then there are businesses that should thrive. All right, we should create something first, and then when we create something, or if we're going to say let's do security first, it should go side by side. While you're holding the meeting to have security, we should also have the economic business. What was this? I can't remember the term. The name of that committee that was set up by the government. Doing business committee, whatever, in River State. Is the doing business? Yes, in River State. A committee came up, economic committee. Perhaps they'll come up with. They also should have come up with some good ideas, because if you must tackle insecurity, people have to get off the streets. That means jobs. When you do that, then the security outfit would have lesser amount of people to handle, because majority of the people who go into what they go into is because they really don't have much to do. So over the years, they just get taken to crime and different forms of crime. So to make the work easier on security agencies, if we have people working, employed, perhaps we have more companies in River State, manufacturing companies, industries, entertainment industries looked into as well. Imagine if we have a film village in River State, or a music video village where people shoot music videos and do all of those things. We have the entertainment industry working. It's going to accommodate a lot of people. The movie industry will accommodate a lot of people. And then we have industries, or we have manufacturing companies that would also accommodate lots of people. I don't know what happened to the tire company that was somewhere in Transamadi. I don't know if they're still there. If we have all these, it would definitely accommodate some people. All right. If we have more brewery companies, more beverage companies, more biscuit companies in River State, it will definitely accommodate a lot of people. Then it eases the work on the police. If before the police would have to tackle 5,000 people who would go into crime, they might now have to tackle 1,500. And it becomes easier for them to implement any other security strategy that they would come up with. I think both of them go side by side. So let's know what you think about the security summit and what it seeks to solve. You think it's what it's going to happen as soon as possible? Are we going to? Is it possible that we might have another Amoteko idea, birthed after that summit? Or are we going to go back to neighborhood watch? I mean, shouldn't we have had this negotiation or this conversation long ago? That's another thing. Let's know from you. 0817000951 and 0810951091. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
You're welcome. Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Prince, calling from Pakos.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a fabricator, GLP fabricator.
Okay.
Yeah, can produce windows, doors, anything you can.
But you're not discussing. We raised up an issue. You're not talking about what we raised up. This is the platform. I hope you know what we're discussing.
Of course.
Okay. All right, I think you don't know what we're discussing. All right, the numbers are still, the numbers are very much open. Let's hear what you have to say. Hello to the 95.1 FM.
Hello, Andrew.
Yeah, Lawson.
Seriously, we don't need any security summit. This matter, we even talked about in the morning. We don't need since 2015, there has been lots of issues, and then it is not that you are not talking about security summit. And in the summit itself, it's talking about how money will be taken from river citizens. You understand? In the name of trust fund, security trust fund. It is not good if you don't want to solve the problem. Say you don't want to solve the problem. When the former government, led by the Abeki and all that, you understand, solve the security problem in Rivers, they didn't organize anything. It just went in, used the police, those structures, when this one came, even dismantled them. And now you are talking about people that go and see just like what the money program was saying, waste so much money, you understand, at the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. You know the security summit, Today FM organized. These people, the recommendations, did you send it to the appropriate authorities? Your recommendations, were they not sent? So, for me, I think that there are models everywhere they can pick and solve the problem. The truth of the matter is solve the problem.
Thank you, Lawson. 1 minute over. Hello. We lost that call. The lines are very much open now. Let's hear from you. It's 0810-951-0951 and 0817-0000-951. Those are the numbers for you to call to tell us what you think about this plan by the River State government. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Good evening. Mr. Sam, go ahead.
Yeah.
You have 1 minute.
Yeah. Mr. Andrew, you see, looking at what the government here in the state is doing of recent, is becoming so worrisome when government will begin to act like children or begin to act like people who may come under it trying to defraud the people. In the sense that, you see, looking at the security summit they are talking about, it's all about how they will extort money from the people in the name of security trust fund, whereby they have not been able to give proper accounts on even the ones they have been spending, not to talk of security votes. So the only thing they will come out to tell people who want to know is but now they are making some other moves to extort. Now, I think it is behaving like worrisome as children in the sense that, like they put labor.
Okay.
They gave labor property the other day. The next day, like children, they
All right. You already made your point. Labor isn't what we're talking about. You made your point. 1 minute is up. All right. You can send your text messages, by the way, to 0701-933-9962. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Welcome.
My name is Promise. I'm calling from Iwofe.
Go ahead.
My suggestion on this, if they like, let them have 100 summit meetings for security or whatever. It cannot yield any positive results because there's no work. They have to learn how to employ people, how to create employment, just like what you were saying, to bring back the companies to establish this so that people can be engaged. Look, not everybody can endure hunger. Like us that carry Bible. Not everybody carries Bible and believe that tomorrow it will be okay. There's people that believe now. So they should stop doing all those things to our meeting that cannot yield any results. At the end, people see it as a politics, and it helps there. And whenever we see things as coming from political ambit, it is the end of that meeting. I'm telling you, they should go to the reality. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll take one more call and then we move on to another issue. Remember, you can also send text messages to 0701-933-9962. Hello. Today 95.1 FM. Gift. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, my brother.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes. This is why Southwest is different from the Niger Delta as a whole. You cannot compare these people with us. The same human beings, the same Nigeria, but because they are of the Yoruba extraction. Go to Southwest, you find no politics talk. as we speak now, Moteko. Remember, Governor Wike has stated this earlier before now. They went to even House of Assembly concerning this very security summit and trust funds. It is not something of today. They even talked about the model of Lagos State. The same persons. Do you know that nobody is giving credit to Goodluck Jonathan? The police you are talking about concerning Governor Rotimi Shibika Amechi was under Goodluck directive and direction. Today, what is playing out? A former defense minister came up to tell us that the military of today don't even put your hope and trust in these people. Look at what is playing out with the Ikoku 5 or Ikoku 4. Up to now, we've not found the body of Shima, and somebody will come on air to disagree with the governor with security summit. If you don't discuss, where is the way forward? If you don't contribute, where is the way forward? And if another government is coming up with 7.5 VAT, you are okay with that one, but we can own, you are not okay with it. Thank you. God bless.
All right, thank you very much. A gift. All right, if you still want to say anything about the security summit, you can use the SMS or WhatsApp portal 070193399962. And now we're going over to the Nigerian Senate. They have summoned 9 ministers to defend their ministry's component of the $22.7 billion external loan request of the federal government. The ministers are Adamu, he's for the Ministry of Education. Salih Maman is of Power. Senator Gosola Akpabio, Ministry of National Data Affairs. Sadiya Umar Farouk of Humanitarian and Disaster Management. Suleiman Adamu of Water Resources. Osage Henare of Health. Isa Ali of Communications and Digital Economy. Ibrahim Pantami and Sambo Nanono of the Ministry of Agriculture. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, said the affected ministries must appear before the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt on or before Monday next week.
Because you have come under Order 43 personal explanation, this is not open to debate. But let me advise that this Senate is committed to ensuring that such important issues like the foreign loan request of the executive needs to be treated with seriousness by both sides. The Senate is making every possible effort to ensure that we understand why the request. Therefore, we need details, we need information so that we take the appropriate decisions as quickly as possible. So I will ask those ministries that have not appeared before this committee to do so between now and Monday.
So the directive of the Senate President followed a complaint by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt, Senator Clifford Odia, said that the panel cannot meet the 2-week timeline to submit their report on the loan because 9 ministries have failed to defend their proposals.
And I think it is important at this point to stress this point because approving a loan of over $22 billion is a very serious matter, and we think we need some serious explanation for the ministry to enable us, submit our report to the Senate. Martin, Mr. President, by view of this obvious delay in the ministry's coming to appearance in our committee, we may have to need another 2 weeks of grace to enable us submit this submission to the Senate. The Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Power, Ministry of Niger Delta, Ministry of Humanitarian and Disaster Management, Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Communications, and Ministry of Agriculture.
All right, so what do you attribute the attitude of some ministers to the National Assembly? What would you say? Why would ministers who are saddled with such important responsibility not, do what they ought to do? I mean, if we're going to collect a loan, at least we should know why we're collecting it. And to know that 9 ministers from different ministries haven't been able to come defend why they need those loans? Shouldn't that even question the essence of collecting the loan in the first place? Is there really a reason for the loan? Should we begin to question the attitude of these ministers and even question the loans that we are collecting and we want to collect? If this is the case, has this been the case for previous loans being collected before? Let us know what you think, though. Quickly, we'll go to our phone lines and hear your views on this particular attitude. 0701933996 is our SMS portal. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Mr. Zion. Good evening to you.
Okay, go ahead, Zion. What do you make of the attitude of the ministers?
You can see the level of incompetency. These men are not dynamic for such office. They are naive to that portfolio. And Mr. President is to be blamed. You gave opportunity or portfolio to men who knows nothing of the workings of that ministry. And you expect that means for them to go and defend a budget that they know nothing about? See, if you don't kill an office, that office will kill you. And that was what has happened. The office has killed their career totally. They don't know the workings of this ministry. They don't know how it works. Okay, the man they give them communication economics. Does he know anything about that? The man of water resources has this stretched down his tent.
But let's say it's basically administrative, so they have people under them that would know the job.
If you don't know the tenants, how do you know how the administrative works? It's beyond administrations, my brother. You have to get consultants that will work for you. You have to know people who know the third parties of the business. But these men know nothing how it works. And these are they have borrowed billions, they have squandered the own money, and now look at where we are now. Let me be honest to you, all Nigerians are debtors. We are in debt right now and we are paying it. That is why the moment you go to a bank that you want to open an account.
All right. Thank you, Zion. You made your point.
The truth is this story.
1 minute is already spent. Thank you, Zion. 1 minute already spent. All right, we lost that call. 081700000951 and then 0810951091 are the numbers to call to air your views and tell us what you think about the current situation. I mean, we're about to collect a loan. Our ministers aren't showing up to come give reasons or defend the reason for that loan. 9 of them, and they've been summoned by the Senate. Are they going to appear? We know that some other people were summoned before they didn't appear by the House of Representatives. So this one's going to appear. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Good evening. Your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Good evening. My name is Mr. Eza. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
This issue of loan upon loan and loan. Why is it that they always so quick to go and collect big loan and they cannot even explain how they are using it? We that are here, we are suffering of so many things. Nobody is caring for us, the poor Nigerians. They are just after loan and how they go squander the loan. Why don't they ask why they need the loan in the first place? Is it that Nigeria don't have any money again?
Okay. Well, that's why they've been asked to come to the House to defend their reasons why they need the loan. Hello.
Good evening, my own brother, Mr. Kalala.
Good evening. This is Andrew.
Oh, you Mr. Andrew?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, Lieutenant on the line.
You're welcome.
They should give money to any minister that needs money to execute projects. It's only when they fail you call them for questioning.
So you don't feel we need to know why they will need the money first before you give them?
No, if they need money, they must have something that they want to do with the money. Let them.
And that's what they're saying. Come and explain to us what you want to do with the money first.
Is it the minister that is borrowing or the federal government?
Well, they are involved in the borrowing. Even some state governments, according to the federal government, is involved in the borrowing.
Mr. Andrew, if the money is to be repaid by the federal government and not that very ministry, it means there is the federal government that is borrowing. The federal government should send somebody to defend it. We don't want a situation where somebody will give us.
Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you.
We don't want excuses now. We don't want any minister to come and tell us, look, these people frustrated me. I needed money to do this, and it was not approved, and that's why I failed.
Let
All
them
right.
approve anything. Are you getting me?
Okay.
I don't want
Thank you.
plenty excuses from them.
Thank you very much. Hello to the 95.1 FM.
Good evening.
Yeah, you're welcome, Chima.
Evangelist Chimeze.
No, Chimeze, go on.
You see, fraudulency is different from incompetency. Let's say it the way it is. Because I have been telling them that this so-called corruption fight is a distraction. Nobody is accounting for the money coming in. Nobody is accounting for the so-called the one recovered from from stolen, the one they and you are borrowing money. You are not accounting. So they are using this so-called corruption to cover their fraudulency. Those men are fraudulent. This administration is the most fraudulent administration. Both fraudulent and
all right, we're not talking about administration is fraudulent or no. We're asking you a simple question about the attitude of the ministers. We're supposed to appear 9 of them and they haven't. That's what we're looking at. We'll take one more call and then we'll move on to another issue. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Let me Joshua calling from
All right, go on, Joshua.
Our ministers want to borrow money. I should come and explain what they want to use the money for. So it's getting out of hand. Every moment borrowing, every hour borrowing. What are they using this money for? Nothing. Now, let me be specific to you. See, they should continue borrowing. Even if they want to borrow the whole Nigeria, they should continue. But one day, one very good day, the river will overflow and nowhere water will go to. And we will spread Nigeria. By that time, we know that Nigeria belongs to all of us, does not belong to only one person.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. If you still want to comment on this, do all to use the SMS portal 0701-933-9962. Now, we want to look at, how well the new implemented VAT is doing. Because Nigerians have started to feel the impact of the 7.5% increase on VAT. A market survey was carried out by our correspondent, and it showed an increase in the prices of goods and services, especially the prices on food items in some of the major markets in Port Harcourt. At the slaughter market of Guinea, prices of staple foods have increased by 50 to 100 naira. In some cases, some items gained over 200% increase. Some traders spoke with our correspondent and they said people are yet to come to terms with the new reality.
The government is increasing VAT, and this VAT they increase now. It's not the government that will suffer. It's individual, the end users like us. If you go like I'm a distributor, I sell in the market, not even it is 3.6. You go tomorrow, it's 3.8. So things are extremely, speaking right now, slaughter, transformer, things are extremely expensive. I was just speaking with my sister. I wanted to buy a water leaf. Yes. They said three water leaf, 200 naira. One bunch, second one and the third one, 200 naira. It's very expensive. And then one very little ugu, 100 naira. There's no 15 naira ugu, 100 naira ugu. How are we going to survive now?
15 or 16. One full goat. 15 or 16. It depends. The normal price before now, something like before. I got 10,000 before for full one, but no be now again. So that means goods don't. The thing don't increase for market.
The call made blah blah blah, and 7.5% VAT. I ran mad. On a good day, I actually do business line, and so my charges usually is 4 naira. But all of a sudden, it's now 6 naira 25 kobo or something, and it's high.
All right, so how long do you think it will take Nigerians to adjust to this new tax regime? Let's also share your own experience. Is there any item that has shocked you because of the new price put on it? Have you been confronted with such a situation? We'd also like to hear from you. So just quickly, we'll take a few calls on this. Let's hear what you think. Hello. Good evening.
Yes, my name is George.
All right, George. So talk to us. Have you felt the new VAT?
Yes, the new VAT. This our tax. We have to deceive ourselves every time. Any small items we say they will increase something, even if that is not possible. How can vegetable and this water leaf now is under the VAT to increase in the market? They should stop deceiving us because of this what they are doing in the market. If they want to increase at least, they should increase. Not because the federal government have increased something. Even if the one that don't know involve that tax, they will increase. If you go to North now, it's not like this. Everything they will increase here, they will increase here, say back. They should go and rest, I beg.
Okay, I didn't just I would say I don't understand how to respond to what you said, but the point would be this, yeah. Perhaps they would do what they do because transportation would be affected. Maybe. Hello, today 95.1 FM.
Andy.
Hello.
Andy.
Yeah. Mascot.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mascot. Thank
Go on.
so much. Honestly, Andy.
Yeah.
We are into a very difficult, hard, and excruciating time under this government. A government, we are suffering hunger, we are suffering lack, we are suffering penury, we are suffering want under this government, and government will have the wickedness of mind to impose 7.5 tax on very already impoverished Nigerians. Honestly, all these countries, if it were in other countries like the Pakistan or this Arab Spring, it will call for road protest. But because Nigeria are very docile and inactive people, that is why government take off for the right and increase everything. Honestly, for me, I am dismayed, I am disgusted, I am disenchanted, I am disillusioned, I am discouraged about everything in Nigeria. That is my own take this evening. Thank you and God bless you.
Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening. What was that call? Right, the phone lines are still open. Let's see if we can take two more before we move on to the situation of things with the Ikoku. Hello, Ikoku 4. And we reported earlier on that there's been heavy police presence at Ikoku because it's not unconnected with the... Hello. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Nabu, it is.
Go ahead, Nabu.
I think federal government take Nigeria for nothing, and then we are not care. We don't care about it. Just like the first call asking, well, how does it affect what is it?
Vegetables.
Is he not ignorant of how Nigeria works? How do you expect me to sell something of 10 naira? Then I will go to bank and get the old money I have to buy the one another one. Life is not about sell by buy. I sold my own to buy the one I don't have. Not when I sell my own, then I go thief to go and buy another one. I'm a businessman. I'm just back from the market. A cup of drink you will buy 13.5. Now is 14,700. Then
so that would mean that you, when you want to sell it now, you would also have to add to the price.
Why would I? Why would I? Then you pay for shop rent in a month to 25,000. Then a buy market something you used to buy 13,000 naira. Then I went to market today 14,400. How much difference? So government is taking Nigeria for granted, and when the issue come up, the partisan issue will enter it. People will tend to support the government because of the party issue. But we are dying in silence. They're taking us right, doing whatever they're doing, just like what happened in Ikoku, because the police never expected it to be like this. Nigerians still have been protesting for it, ask for it. So if you keep silent,
thank you.
It's even a call, only a call.
Thank you very much. You made your point already. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, your name, please.
Chanimo calling from Peter.
All right, go ahead. 1 minute.
The increment of price of things in the market is not all about this because government are increased VAT. See, anytime you go to market, I take a room class. Anytime I go to market, like if you want to buy Loi now, which is fufu, you will see that when they have more quantity, maybe 10 people have bought Loi, they will sell it very cheap. But if na like 3-4 people, this thing not happen today. Come, they will make sure sell it in a high price, and customer will patronize. They must buy. However, if you go to market, ask anybody, Cameroon pepper have not ever scarce in the market. It's always there from January to December.
Isn't that because
Or if
people
you go
use?
for
Are you not sure? Isn't that because people use much of the red pepper?
No, not because they use much of the red. How many red pepper is it? Before you know, red pepper starts, but Cameroon is every 24 hours you buy it in the market.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
Nigeria
Because
pepper
that
cannot
could be
be every
because you
time
don't
in the
have
market.
much demand for it. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Dave. All right, you made your point. Now, to the story we brought you earlier on, there has been massive police presence in and around the Ikoku in Port Harcourt local government area. Uchendu Jowa, correspondent, understands that the deployment of over 20 police trucks, mainly men of the police tactical team, may not be unconnected to the identification of the corpse of late auto mechanic Chima Ikonado, which is reportedly ongoing at the mortuary in Port Harcourt. This, amongst others, may have also prompted the meeting of senior police officers with the Commissioner of Police, Mustafa Daura, the officers' mess in Forces Avenue, GRA. Ohaneze Ndigbo leadership in Rivers State had in a statement yesterday pointed out that they were going to be leading the family of late Chima Ikonado to identify the remains today after suspending their protest following the bill that was granted to 29 individuals that were arrested on the protest for justice for Chima. The police command in Rivers State also confirmed that a fresh autopsy will be conducted on the remains, which they said was delaying the position on the arrest and detention of 4 officers who were linked to the killing of the auto mechanic. So now we're going to speak with Uchendu Jowo, our correspondent. He's going to give us more information on this. He's right there on ground. Uchendu will be telling us what the situation is. You can send SMSs or WhatsApp messages using our phone number 0701 933 9962. All right, so don't fail. 0701 933 9962. That's WhatsApp portal and SMS portal as well. Let's get in touch with Uchendu now. We'll be right back. All right, so our correspondent is live with us now via telephone. Uchendu, you're welcome. Good evening.
Good evening, Andrew.
Yeah, you're welcome. So talk to us. We hear the serious police presence at Ikoku.
Yes, that is the current situation at Ikoku now. When I saw the number of trucks at Ikoku by Ikwere Road, I was forced to move in to see whether there's some other police operative within inside the market. When I moved in, I saw some trucks. Also, some are patrolling, some are stationed in some strategic points. One could ask what could make them to deploy more police presence in that area. Then, not to forget that we had a statement from Ohaneze Ndigbo yesterday that today was scheduled for identification of the corpse of late Chima Ikonado. So yes, I think what we are saying today may not be unconnected with the situation.
Has there been any news from the Ohaneze Ndigbo group leadership suggesting whether or not they have confirmed that the corpse in the mortuary is really that of Chima?
That is our move. The next line of our move. We have been trying to reach those that we understand are part of the delegation that have gone for that identification. We are still trying to get in contact with them if that movement actually went through. Because while we are tracing the police also to know their own latest development, we understand that the Commissioner of Police summoned a meeting of security chiefs